Now there's a Ghanaian connection, right? 25 years of Shea. So 25 years ago is when Anita came, one of the most famous ingredients that we had today. And this event that is happening really in the first quarter of the year really embraces that. Your embargo's over now, if you want to take photos, etc. This one you can talk about right now. The plastic one, as I say, launches on the 11th of May on the World Fair Trade Day, and after that point in time, you'll have a lot more information on it. So when Anita was on her travels and she was in northern Ghana, the women suffer a lot from the real dry winds. It's so drying it can make your skin crack and bleed. They had lovely moisturized skin. Anita was like, oh my God, what is this? How do you do this? And they're like, well, have you not heard of Shea butter? And she's like, no, I haven't. And so they introduced her to it. And of course it's something that she brought back. And of course it's something that our customers have loved ever since that time. It is a top-to-tail solution. So Shea can be used all over the body, skin and hair. And I think that we have a great product range that really brings all of those benefits to our customers. Who are they? The women, the Tongue-Tea Association. So Tongue-Tea means reaching out. The women we've worked for since 1994, and as the group could tell you, they're in the north, in a very rural area called Tamale. But they're inspirational, these women. You know, it's handcrafted shea butter. The women use 18 separate stages to get it to the white buttery stage that we see and that we purchase. A lot of industries use a petrochemical process to get the butter out, but we don't. It's hand done, 18 stages by the women in a tradition that's been handed down mother to daughter, mother to daughter. And these women are amazing. You know, it's difficult to understand a few years ago. One of the things that you wouldn't see today is that if a woman needed to go somewhere, or if she needed to go into town, for instance, she would have to go to a communal wardrobe to borrow a dress. Now, she doesn't have to do that. She's got her own money, she's got her own standing, she's got her own place in society, she has strength. And I think that that's some of the things that you don't always see on a day-to-day basis with community trade, but it's there. So what does trade do? It gives a fair price. At the heart of every fair trade program you can imagine, it's about fair price. It's about giving people access to have their own savings. This is something that we take for granted, but a lot of people around the world do not have access to that, even to credit systems. So it provides a market for their product. I like this quote by Anita too, because I get into this habit. I don't see shea butter. What I see is social development. What I see is girls getting into school. What I see is women being taken out of poverty. All these things she said really resonate, I think, with all of us, and I totally understand that. But these are some of the facts that come as a result of the trade. Providing people with decent access to meaningful employment is one thing. For me, the beauty of community trade is about affecting wider positive social engagement and wider community development. So you can see some of these numbers here in terms of the things that we may take for granted, actually they've been able to achieve themselves as women, as a cooperative of women, over the 25 years. Look how many people are benefiting from the projects that they run. So in every community trade story, not only do we have a fair price, for many of them we have a premium fund, and the premium fund is used by the communities themselves for programs that they want to run. Now, they have to do that in conjunction with us in terms of our values, because we don't particularly want to see casinos being built all around the world. But however, this is where they start to build schools, clinics, wells, health centres, programs that deal with supporting female sex workers, for instance, or trafficked women. I have a lot of time for people that work with female sex workers and community sex workers. They tend to be the most marginalised of the marginalised people on earth. And there are lots and lots of projects. So Duntea, for instance, are reaching around about 50,000 people now because we buy shea butter from them. Simple, right? It's such a simple concept, and yet it delivers true benefits. The range. You guys must all be familiar with this range, right? But maybe you're not so familiar with the new product that's just coming. 100% shea. Every time I've given this product to anyone at the moment, they rave about it. They absolutely love this product. I think it's going to be a big hit with our customers. And this is what some of the figures look like today. So actually, that new product and the launch that we're having of Shea as a major event this year is pushing our trade up to almost 400 tons. That 400 tons, as it says, equates to more than 30% now increased funds for their communities.
Welcome to Northern Ghana. Meet the inspirational women who put the she in every shea. The Trade women have handcrafted our shea butter for 25 years. Our founder, Dame Anita Roddick, started this partnership after meeting the women who have used shea butter to intensely nourish dry skin and hair for centuries. 640 women handcraft 390 tons of shea butter for us every year, using an 18-stage process passed down through generations. After selecting the best nuts, each woman takes 2 days to expertly produce shea in small batches using traditional techniques and zero chemicals to ensure the highest quality. They collect the shea nuts by hand and boil, dry, crack, crush, roast, knead and soften them into rich raw shea butter. As well as paying a fair price, we pay premium to help empower these women, their families and fund community projects like healthcare, water and education that benefit 49,000 people every year. Every time you intensely nourish dry skin and hair with our community trade shea butter, you make our partnership stronger. Feel empowered by these inspirational women. Share their story and share the secret of shea, straight from their hands to yours.
There is a she in everything.
So, just to remind you, you make this happen, right? You make the 31 community trade suppliers happen. All of that stuff that's going on in country, all of the products that we're buying is because you are passionate about this, I know you are, and you do such a good job of communicating these stories to our customers, so well done. Right, I think that's far enough from me, so Sam, come back.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.